What's up, everyone? So I finally got the Pierburg pump. It took forever to get it. They're not easy to get. Almost every website that I went to was somewhere overseas, but I got it. I installed it. So then I had to figure about getting power to the pump, because on the normal truck, the power to the pump is controlled by the ECU. So what I did was I came over here, and this is the EFI relay. So I jumped it, the power pins, I jumped it, and that brought power to the relay that controls the fuel pump, which is this one right here. I took half the truck apart trying to find this thing, because, you know, there were some sources saying that it was on the steering column, and I was trying to look for this relay on a steering column, but I finally was able to find it. Somebody gave me a diagram. So basically this is it here. This is the relay that powers the pump. So once you jump the EFI relay, it brings power to these two wires here, right? Which is what you want. And then as a measure of safety, at first I thought, okay, I'm gonna connect the sensing wires, you know, to switched power. So when the car is on, it's going to be giving power to, you know, the coil here and energizing the pump. But, you know, it's not a good idea in case there's an accident and you rupture a fuel line and your car stays on. It's just going to pump all the fuel out, which is not good. So I did some reading, and I consulted ChatGPT, and it was saying that one way to do it, since it's a mechanical pump, is to connect one of the sensing wires, right, of the coil to the alternator excite wire. So basically, you know, if the engine's turning, the pump's going to be turned on, right? But if the engine stops turning for whatever reason, the pump is going to turn off. So that's basically what I did. At first it wasn't working, but it's because the ground side goes grounded through the ECU, and I wasn't getting ground through there once the truck was on. So I had to make this, I connected this to a ground nearby, and after that it worked. So now when the truck turns on, the pump turns on. One thing I want to mention that I might do, and it's probably that's probably the better way to do it, is also on top of this, is to have it wired so when the starter is turning, it's giving power to the pump. So I haven't really figured out how to do that. I kind of just want to get the project done, but I might do that in the future, in case, you know, your fuel system loses prime. Maybe you haven't taken the truck out in a week or something like that. Yeah, it's going to be hard to turn on the truck, because the pump's only going to turn on if the truck turns on. So if there's not enough fuel going up there, then yeah, the truck's probably not going to turn on. So that's probably what I might do. So let's see with that. But either way, push comes to shove, you can just take this out and then jump it here, and you can get, you know, fuel up to the front of the truck if you needed to, you know. So anyways, yeah, hopefully somebody finds that useful. All right, thanks.